Hello learners, welcome back to my channel Shraddha's Physics. Today we will discuss about the second part of the counter, that is we will see the construction of the asynchronous counter. In the previous classes, that is in the part 1 of the counter, we have already discussed about what is positive age triggering, what is negative age triggering, and the basic function of the up counter and down counter, and when it will call asynchronous up counter, that is asynchronous positive base up counter or positive base down counter, and also we have discussed about asynchronous negative base up counter and asynchronous negative base down counter. Okay, now let us see the construction of the asynchronous counter. To construct a asynchronous counter, we have to use the flip-flop which have the toggle condition. This is the first condition, that is the counter, that is the asynchronous counter, it will work only on the toggle condition. That's why we will use either JK flip-flop or the T flip-flop. So we have to use, here you can see, we have to use either the JK flip-flop or the T flip-flop to construct this, because they will work this JK flip-flop, or we can say that this T means it is a toggle flip-flop. Okay, they will work on the toggle condition. That's why we can use the JK flip-flop or the T flip-flop to construct an asynchronous counter. Now let us construct the mod 4 asynchronous up counter. First of all, to construct an mod 4, how many flip-flops are used? We know n should be lesser equal to 2 power n, where this capital N stands for this mod n counter, that is the number of counts. The number of counts, it represents mod 4 means this is your number of count is 4. So here capital N represents the number of counts, and this small n represents this is the flip-flop. Okay. So here 4 will be lesser equal to, here I can write 2 power 2. So this is your 4 equal to 2 power 2. So here the value of n equal to 2. That's why we can use the 2 flip-flop to construct this mod 4 asynchronous counter. So let us draw first 2 flip-flop. These are the 2 flip-flops. Okay. And this is the first input of the first flip-flop, and this is my clock. These are the input of the second flip-flop, and these are the output of the second flip-flop. Okay. If you can remember, I have already told you that in case of the positive age triggering, we have to simply put the clock like this. Okay, this is our positive age triggering, and here also this, okay, this arrow represents the positive age triggering. And in case of the positive age triggering, if Q bar is the clock pulse, then it is called asynchronous up counter. Then this will be asynchronous up counter. Asynchronous means the clock pulse will be given at this flip-flop only. At the first flip-flop will give the clock pulse, and from this output, that is the output from the first flip-flop, will get connected to the clock pulse of the second one. When this Q bar is connected to, let me write here, this is JK flip-flop, this is JK, here I am writing, this is for your first, here I am writing JA, suppose KA, and this is QA, this is QA bar, and this one is suppose second type JB, and this is KB, this is JK flip-flop. Okay, so here the output is QB and another one is QB bar. Now in this case, in case of the asynchronous counter, we know the clock pulse is not simultaneously given to every flip-flop. Only the clock pulse will be given to the first flip-flop. Now the output of the first flip-flop will be given to the second one. When this Q bar is connected to the flip-flop, here you can see that this Q bar is connected to the flip-flop clock. This is the flip-flop clock, second flip-flop clock. So it is called as the up counter. And since the clock is given to the only the first flip flop, that's why it is called the asynchronous. In case of synchronous, the clock pulse will be given to every flip flop. Okay. Now, in case of up counter, the positive is the up counter. I am telling about the positive is the up counter. The Q bar, that is the output of the first flip flop, will get connected to the second flip flop called clock. Okay, second flip flop clock. And when this Q is connected to this clock, when this Q, if suppose Q will be connected to this second flip flop, then that is Q is connected to the clock of the second flip flop, then this is called the down counter. That is positive base down counter. Okay, we have already discussed this, so I am not going to further details on this. Now come to the point, that is, now we will see what is the toggle condition. I have mentioned it that to construct this, it must have the toggle condition. The flip flop which have the toggle condition, we will use that flip flop only. Now what is the toggle condition? So suppose for the JK flip flop, here I am considering, here we will consider J to be 1 and K to be 1 initially. This will be given 1 and this will be 1. After giving the clock pulse, whatever it may be, 0, 1, whatever, when I will give the clock pulse, the output that is at QA and QA bar, that we will get, suppose here I am getting at the QA, we are getting suppose 0, suppose we are getting 0, then if it will get toggle, we will get 1. And if this value is 1, after toggling, we will get 0. This is basically the toggle condition. When the output is 0, it will toggle to 1. When the output is 1, it will give toggle to the 0. Okay, this is the basic condition. Now we will see. We will first draw the table. Let me draw the table first. The first line is for, this column is for clock, and here one will for the output QB and another is for QA. Why I am writing QB then QA? Because this will represent the LSB. They will work for the least significant bit. Initially, at the initial condition, here I am writing, at the initial condition, that is at initial clock pulse, QB is 0 and QA is 0. Suppose QA is 0 and QB is 0. This is the first condition. When the first clock pulse is given, this is here I am writing first. For the first clock pulse, this QA, when it will goes to the first flip flop, then what will happen to this QA? Since this is in the toggle condition, QA is here 0. From this table you can see the previous value that is in the memory, that is the 0. QA is the 0. Now when the clock is given, that is pulse is given, then this 0 will change to 1 because of the toggle condition. 0 will change to 1. Now this QA will be 1. Now here I will write QA value is 1. So QA bar will be, since QA is 1, its complement will be 0. So 0 is given to the clock pulse. So it will be again 0. That is the previous value. It will remain as it is because clock value is 0. The pulse is 0. So it is in the off condition. We can say when this clock equal to 0. If you can remember, we have already discussed that in case of the positive ACE triggering, when the clock equal to 1, when the clock is 1, then in this case flip flop is in on condition, and when the clock value is 0, then the flip flop is in the off condition. Off condition means it will store its previous value. Okay, I have already discussed it briefly in the first part of the counter. Okay, so since here you can see when the second part, that is JB, in this second flip flop, when I will give 0, then the second flip flop will be in the off state. That's why the value of QB is 0. Now for the second pulse, when the second pulse Here I am writing the second pulse. For the second pulse, what will happen? Here you can see that when the second clock pulse is given here, then this is in the toggle condition. I am repeating, okay. So this 1 goes to now 0. So the QA value will goes to 0 because of the toggle condition. And here this QA bar will be now 1. 0 complement is 1. Now it is given to the clock. When it is given to the clock, its QB is previously it has the value 0. Its value is 0. Now it will toggle to the value 1. Now this will be 1. Now for the third clock pulse, that is for the third clock pulse, it will be. Now let us see here. For the third clock pulse, here this 0 is again goes to 1. When this clock pulse will be given here for the first flip-flop, then this will be in the toggle condition. So QA will goes to 1. So this value is 1. And again QA bar will be the 1 complement is 0. This 0 will be given to the clock to the second flip-flop, so that it is in the off condition. When the clock is 0, it is in the off condition. So it will store the previous value, that is 1 it will store. Is that clear? Now suppose for the fourth clock pulse, let us suppose take for the fourth clock pulse. Okay. Now see, when the clock pulse is given here, then this is in the toggle condition. Now 1 goes to 0 in the QA. So here I will write 0. Okay. Now this QA bar is 1. QA bar is the complement of 0, that is 1. 1 is given to this clock of the second flip-flop, so that it will now in the on state, that is flip-flop is on. So it will now change to the 1 value to 0, that is the toggle condition will apply. So now 1 will goes to 0. Is that clear? Now you can see that this fourth value will get repeated as that of the initial value. So after that this process will get repeated. That's why this up counter, what it will count? Now just look at into this table. This QA is the least significant bit. This is the least significant bit. This is 2 power 0, that is equal to 1. Okay. And this QB is 2 power 1, that is 2. Now here for this value, this will be 2 power 0 is 1, and this will be 0 into 1 is 0 plus 2 into 0 is 0. So this is 0 value. Now for this 1 into 1, that is 1, and 0 into 2 is 0. So this value is 1. Now for this 0 into 1 is 0. 1 into 2 is 2. Now for this 1 into 1 is 1 plus 2 into 1 is 2, that is 3. And for this again this will goes to 0. It means that in this case you can see here from this total figure and this table, that is the value 0, 1, 2, 3, and again this value will repeat at 0, 1, 2, 3 and like this. This implies that in case of this asynchronous off counter, it will start from 0, then 1, then it will count 2, then it will count 3. So in this way, this mode for asynchronous off counter will work. Okay. 0, 1, 2, then 3. That's why this is called off counter. But if you want to construct a down counter, suppose, then what you have to do? You have to simply, in case of the positive based triggering, I am saying, in this case, positive based triggering case, you have to simply connect this QA to this clock of the second flip-flop. Then you will get 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, in case of the positive based triggering. And similarly, for the negative based triggering, if it is a negative based triggering, that is simply in case of the positive triggering, we are giving the clock pulse like this in the form of the arrow. But in case of the negative based triggering, we will give a bubble with an arrow. This is the basic difference between the positive triggering and negative based triggering. And in case of the negative based triggering, that is suppose here, this is the negative phase triggering. So in this case, if this is the output, suppose Q bar, and this is Q. If this Q bar is connected to the second flip-flop clock pulse, then this will be called the negative phase down counter. Okay, there's the negative phase down counter. But when Q is connected to the negative phase triggering of the second clock pulse, then this will be called the negative phase triggering of the off counter. You will see in detail in the first part of the counter. Now we will see the mod 8 asynchronous off counter. Yes, let me tell you one more thing, that is, in case of the mod 4 asynchronous off counter, the question may be asked like, in the second clock pulse, what will be the output in the first flip-flop and the second flip-flop? It means that you have been asked that what is the value of QA and QB. That is, in the second clock pulse, QA equal to 0 and QB equal to 1. So here QA equal to 0 and QB equal to 1 in case of the second clock pulse. This type of questions may be asked. Okay. And it may be like, after nth number of clock pulse, what will be the result? You know, after the fourth clock pulse, it will get repeated. In that way, you can calculate. Now we will see mod 8 asynchronous off counter. Here mod 8 means n equal to 8. Okay, n equal to, here n equal to capital N equal to 8. That is, it will count 8. Number of counts is 8. And here I can represent 8 as 2 power, this is 8, okay. We can represent 8 as 2 power 3. That's why the total flip-flop will be used here equal to 3. Now let us draw 3 flip-flops to make a mod 8 asynchronous off counter, okay. Here suppose there are 3 flip-flops are here and there are 2 inputs in the first flip-flop. This is, suppose I am writing J1. So let us first draw this. These are the inputs and this is the clock. This is the positive phase triggering. So that's why I am giving just an arrow in the first flip-flop, and this is the output and this is the clock pulse of the second one is connected to the first flip-flop, and these are the input and corresponding output of the flip-flops. Okay. Now this is, suppose, first JK flip-flop J1, and this is suppose K1, and this is Q1 output, and this one is Q1 bar output. Similarly, for the second flip-flop, this will be J2, and this JK flip-flop is second one is K2, and this is Q2 output, and this will be Q2 bar output. Again this is J3 and this one is K3. This is how it look like, and these all are the positive phase triggering flip-flop. Since this is a mod 8 asynchronous counter, asynchronous means only the clock pulse will be given to the first flip-flop. That's why its name is asynchronous counter, and it is a off counter. Off counter means this Q bar is connected to the next clock to the this output of the first flip-flop. It is connected to the clock pulse of the next flip-flop, and similarly here you can see this Q2 bar, that is the output of this flip-flop, is connected to the next clock pulse of the next flip-flop. Now I will make a table first. This is, suppose, first one is for the clock, this one is for the clock, and the rest is for, this is clock, and the next is Q3, and this is Q2, and this one is Q1. Okay, these are the outputs. So we will keep in our mind that it must be in the toggle condition. This JK flip-flop, it always works in the toggle condition. Now for the initial condition, that is when the clock is given, the initial value, for the initial value it will be 0 0 0. So here the first value is Q1, Q2, Q3 value is 0. This is 0, 0, 0. In the first condition, J is given 1 and the J1 is given 1 and K1 is given 1. When the clock pulse is given, then in that condition, this Q1 value that is original in the 0 state, Q1 value is 0 initially. Now it will goes to 1. This J value for this flip-flop, this Q value is 1 initially, and after that when the clock pulse will be given, because of the toggling it will change to 1, so that this Q1 bar will goes to 0 because of its complement. Now this 0 will goes to the clock pulse of the next, since it is in the off state, because when clock is in the 0 condition, it means that the flip-flop is in the off condition. So that's why this is also 0. Q2 is 0. And also here Q3 will be equal to 0. So here for the fast clock pulse we can write this will be Q1 will be 1, Q2, Q3 will be 0, 0. So for the fast clock pulse, Q1 will be 1, Q2 and Q3 it will be 0. Now for the second clock pulse, let me write here. For the second clock pulse, what will happen? Because of the toggling, this 1 will goes to 0, because when the clock pulse will be given, then this 1 because of the toggling condition will goes to 0, so that this Q1 bar becomes 1. 0 complement is 1, so Q1 bar will be 1. Now this 1, it is in the second flip-flop clock, that is the flip-flop, the second flip-flop will be in the on state. So this 0 now will get toggled and it will get the value 1, and the complement of this is 0. 1 complement is 0. When this 0 is connected to the third flip-flop, then it will be in the off condition, so this will be carried to the next, then this will goes to 0. So our Q1 value is 0, Q2 value is 1, Q3 is 0. So Q1 value is 0 and Q2 value is 1 and Q3 value is 0. Now for the third clock pulse, what will happen? This 0 goes to, when the clock pulse will be given, then this 0 will goes to 1 because of the toggling, and 1 complement is 0, so it will goes to 0. That means it is in the off condition. Since this second flip-flop is in the off condition, then 1 will be carried forward, that is its value will be 1, and 1 complement is 0, Q2 will be 0, 0 will be given in the third flip-flop clock pulse, so that this will be again in the off condition. Since it is in the off condition, this value will be carried forward, that will be, it goes to 0. So what we get, that is Q1 value is 1, Q2 value is 1, Q3 is 0. So let me write, that is 1, 1, and here Q3 value is 0 here. Okay, this is Q1 value is 1, Q2 value is 1, but Q3 value is 0. Now for the fourth clock pulse, we will see what will happen. Now when the clock pulse will be given here, then this 1 value will goes to 0, because of the toggling it will goes to 0, so that its complement will be 1. When 1 will be given to the clock pulse, then it will be get triggered, so that this 1 value will goes to 0. Okay, and again the complement of Q2 is 1, because Q2 equal to 0, so Q2 bar will be 1. Again this will be given to the third flip-flop, so this will be in the on state, so it will get again toggled, that will be 0 goes to 1. Because of the toggling, 0 goes to 1, or if it will be 1, 1 will be 0. Okay. Now you can see the Q1 value is 0, Q2 value is 0, Q3 is 1. So 0, 0, 1. So 0, 0, 1. That is the value of Q1, Q2, Q3. Here you can see this is the Q1, Q2, Q3 is 0, 0, 1. Now for the fifth clock pulse, when the clock pulse will be given, this 0 value goes to 1, and here the complement will be 0, so that these two will be in the off condition. 1 off means other two are also off. It is in the off condition. The second flip flop is in off condition, means this will get carried forward. This will be again goes to 0, and also since this is 1, then since this is in the off condition, again its value will be again 1. Okay, so what we will get? Q1, Q2, Q3 value, that is 1, 0, 1. So here this value will be 1, 0 and 1. Now for the sixth clock pulse, Q1 will get toggled, so its value will be 0, and 0 complement is 1. So if it is in the 1 in the second flip flop, now you can calculate by yourself. Okay, if Q1 is 0, then its complement will be 1. 1 will be given to the second flip flop. Since it is given 1 in the second flip flop, then it is in the toggle condition, so the 0 value will goes to 1 because of the toggling. Now since Q2 is 1, its bar will be 0. It means that the third flip flop is in the off condition. Since it is in the off condition, this value will get carried forward, and this will be again 1. Now for the seventh clock pulse, seventh clock pulse, here the Q1 value is 0. When the clock pulse will be given, then this 0 will be goes to 1 because of the toggling. It will goes to 1 again. Q1 bar will be, just try to do by yourself. Okay, just look at this figure and just try to solve it by your own. Q1 is 1, so its complement will be 0. When 0 will be given to the second flip flop, then since it is in the off condition, this value will be goes here, that is 1. When the second flip flop is in the off condition, then the third flip flop is also be in the off condition, because 1 off means the next all are in the off condition. Okay, so this value will be get here, that is 1, 1, 1. Now for the eighth clock pulse, I can write here again. See, when Q1 is 1, when the clock pulse will be given, again it will goes to the toggle condition, that is 1 goes to 0. When Q1 is 0, Q1 bar will be 1. When Q1 bar will be 1, then the second flip flop is in the on condition. When the second flip flop is in the on condition, then because of the toggling, 1 will goes to 0 again. When Q2 is 0, Q2 bar will be 1. It means that the third flip flop will get the clock pulse. Because of the toggling, now this 1 will goes to 0. Now we can see that now we will reach at this point where we have considered the initial condition. Now if I will write for the digit, then what we will get? This is 2 power 0 is 1, and this is 2 power 1. This 2 power 1, that is 2, and here 2 power 2, that is equal to 4. Okay. Now here when we will multiply 0 with 1, 0, 0 into 2, 0, 0 into 4, 0. So this is our 0. Again 1 into 1 is 1. Here 2 into 1 is 2. Here 2 into 1 is 2 plus 1, that is 3. And here 2 power 2 is 4. So this will be 1 into 4 is 4. And other value is 0. Okay. And here 4 plus 1, that is 5. Here 4 plus 2 is 6. Okay, now 1, 1, 1 means 4 plus 2 plus 1. 4 will be multiplied with 1, 2 with 1, and 1 into 1. That will be 4 plus 6 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1, that is 7. So here is 7. Now for this 8th clock pulse, you can see that again it will repeat for this value. Okay, this is the value for this. Now you can see here, in the case of the mod 8 asynchronous up counter means it will count from the low value to the high value, that is up to the 0 to 2 power n minus 1 value it will count, that is 0 1. You can see here 0 1, then 2 3 4 5 6 up to 7, because 2 power 3 minus 1 is 7, so it will count from 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 then 7. It will count like this. If the question is being asked that what will be the fifth clock pulse, suppose the question is what will be the fifth clock pulse, then what will be right? Suppose the question is given, you have to calculate what will be the fifth clock pulse. Okay, what will be the fifth clock pulse? Suppose option are, here I am giving the option. Suppose 0 0 1, 1 1 0, 1 0 1, 0 1 0. Okay, these are the options, and you have to tell which one is the correct. What is the fifth clock pulse? Fifth clock pulse means in case of this mod 8 asynchronous up counter, the question is that what is the fifth clock pulse of the mod 8 asynchronous up counter. Now you can see that in this fifth, here you can see this is our result. Okay, the fifth clock pulse is 101, so this is our correct answer. So in this way you can construct the mod 8 asynchronous up counter. So this is all for today. If you have any doubt, can ask me in the comment section. Thank you all. Jai Jagannath.